Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Man United Agenda. And it is Friday night, and it's that feeling where we have bath time 3 times this week on the show. We've got a new entry of Stuart on the show, and as always, myself Omundi. And guys, the Man United flag's falling down, so it must mean we ain't going to win no league. So, guys, welcome to the Man United Agenda. Hello, everyone, and Stuart has got his flag back up and running. Guys, welcome to the channel. And for you guys who are new to the channel, make sure you give us a like, share, and a subscribe to the channel as well. And as always, we're joined by Omundi. Someone's got their thing up loud.
That's me. Hold on, sorry, boys. Go on.
Stuart's watching himself still live. So, how are you doing on Monday today? How is things, sir?
I've been looking forward to Friday. I mean, it's been a long week. I just feel tired. The change in season, you can feel the change in the weather as well. I'm not enjoying it. Not enjoying it at all. But yeah, time to put the heating on. But not too much because of the power bills.
And bath time. I know you wanted to do something with our Man United team, but we definitely ain't going to do that on tonight's show. But as always, bath time. How are you doing today, sir?
Yeah, I'm really good. I'm like a Monday. Friday is my favourite day of the week, but it's mainly because I get to watch Lord of the Rings, and it's the one day I'm allowed ice cream, which any regular visitors, viewers will know is extremely important to me. But delighted to be here, and it's really nice to see Stuart from the comments.
Excellent. And we are going to come to Stuart now. And Stuart, it's been a pleasure. Absolutely amazing having you on to the channel. How are you doing today, and how was your day, sir?
No, thanks for having me. Good, tired, been working hard all day, but Mrs. has gone out, me and Poppy on our own. And yeah, really appreciate you boys putting me on here.
Excellent. You're welcome, sir, as always. And it is Friday. And what is Friday night on the Man United agenda? Not a lot going on, really, is there? Because international football is on at the moment. But as always, with us, we need to now kickstart the show. And the first thing we're going to be talking about, and we are going to read a little segment from Patrice Evra, one of the legend of the game for Manchester United. So, Amanda, would you mind, sir?
Yeah, no problem. So Patrice Evra has wrote of former club Manchester United as title contenders. Evra believes it can be one of the tightest Premiership League races in history. Speaking to Betfair, Evra said, "It's crazy Premier League. There have been lots of surprises. The favourites were Liverpool and City, but anything can happen. More games are coming, and I always say you know more around the time of December. But now I think you've got the World Cup, so everything's really weird. I think City and Liverpool are still favourites, but you have so many others, including Tottenham, Arsenal, and Chelsea. Although it's really weird with Chelsea at the moment," he's saying. Evra continued by admitting it's not just top teams that pose the toughest test in English top flight, highlighting challenges against the likes of Crystal Palace and Newcastle in a long season as well. Evra added, "Every team is tough. Playing against Crystal Palace, you're going to struggle. Playing against Newcastle, you're going to struggle. Every game's going to be tough." He also said, "I don't think we see a massive points difference like the winners of the league won't be like 20 or 10 points in front like previous years. It's going to be tough. It's difficult to say who's going to win the league. I keep saying what I said from the start of the season, that Liverpool and City are the favourites."
Excellent. Thank you for that. Now, we're going to kickstart the show. And Stuart, with we're going to start with you first because you are the guest, obviously, and you do go to the games. So, what is, Stuart, with this comments from Patrice Evra? Again, I'm not a fickle United fan, and at the beginning of the season, I turned around and I said to myself, if we didn't get the transfers what we needed, I honestly believe we would probably finish 7th to 10th. With the transfer we have in, I think we can contain top 4. So, that's me just saying top 4. But do you think you agree with Patrice Evra there about not able to sort of contend with the likes of the Man City and Liverpool?
Come on, look, we all know. Liverpool, I possibly think we'll finish above them this season. Honestly do. But City with Haaland, no chance. I think this year City are going to win the Champions League, the Premiership. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we can get an FA Cup, Europa League. What do you reckon?
Let's on Monday.
Look,
I should have gone to halftime first. I should have gone halftime because I know what you're going to say. I know your answer already. Go on Monday.
I think what Stuart says, he's dismissed it straight away. I think when you talk about a title challenge, I think the whole headline that came out today was Patrice Evra writes off Man United being the title challenger. And I think we can be title challengers based on what he said, because he sort of gave some evidence to say the World Cup is a bit weird, he also said. So there's a lot of factors that pose on all teams, and Newcastle taking points off people, going to Crystal Palace as well. It affects every team. Now, clearly, as Stuart said, I agree, Man City are looking really good with their striker. They're going to score goals. But I don't think they look too hot at the back either. They're playing Nathan Ake, and I'm thinking that's a weakness right there for anyone. And we're going to play them on October the 2nd, Stuart. So I'm going to be coming back to you and say, are they really that good? Can we really take them? I think if you watch the eye test, I'm getting encouraged by that. But there you go. So I think based on that, I think if we can take them out, show the formula to the other clubs in the Premier League, how to beat City early in the season, you never know what can happen. So I do agree. He says wait till January, but this season's different to any other season because of this big World Cup tournament halfway through. So there's a big question mark. I wouldn't write off. I wouldn't just say Liverpool. I wouldn't say Man City as yet. I would say you can throw our name in there as well, and maybe Spurs.
Yeah. Bath time. With that as well, obviously, I'm saying about sort of he thinks and believe we are title contender. I don't know about you, but what do you think, Bath time? Because I've got my own sort of opinion on that.
That's lovely to hear that you have your own opinion. So,
thank you, Bath time.
Look, for me, I love Patrice Evra. He's like he's just great. Yeah, he gave us so many happy memories despite a dodgy debut. But he was there for some of the best football I've ever seen United play. However, I think he talks a lot of rubbish a lot of the time. I think that City are going to win the league by at least 10 points this year. I think it's going to be like a pretty one-horse race. I disagree with Omundi about Ake. I think Ake is a good player. Like left-footed, like look, you can all shake your heads, but like Ake's a good player.
I've got you on this one as well.
I've got you too, Solo. McFred, together again.
Thank you.
Bath time. Sorry, bath time. He's better than Maguire, but he's better than Maguire. Put it that way.
Omundi was praising.
I disagree with that as well. But like I've always been impressed with Ake when I've seen him play, and the thing is that like from what I've seen of City this year, and it's mainly been in the Champions League, they are defending in a mid block now, which worries me. Because it's allowing space for Haaland to like get in and do his stuff, but also it's easier to play in a mid block, and I'm worried that they're really going to clean up in Europe with this better defensive structure. But for me, about Patrice Evra, United, like everyone apart from City, we are a cup team at the moment. That's where we're going to get our success from. We could win the league. We saw Leicester do it, but it's incredibly unlikely. God knows what the World Cup's going to do. God knows how it's going to affect people's motivations. And like, I expect a huge amount of criticism to get levelled at footballers for going to Qatar when you see like all the extra politics that we don't like being talked about. Easy target to get on the footballers. But I think that I think that we will win something big in the next 2 or 3 years if we continue this momentum, signings and adhesion to the Ten Hag plan. But at the moment, I think it's too early. Now, Solo, you've told me that you've come up with an opinion of your own, and I'd love to hear it.
Well, it's not good news for Monday or most Man United fans, but I honestly believe City will walk the Premier League this season with at least 15 points clear easily.
15?
15 points, I'm going to say. At the moment, City is the one team I could look at. They could be 3-0 down and they will come back and win 4-3. You know, they're that good. I know Armando is saying about Aki doesn't rate him. I rated Aki since he was at Bournemouth. I thought he was a good player, just like I rate Mings. Armando don't rate Mings either. But I think Mings, I don't know, bath time, I think we're going to bump heads here because you just said that Maguire is better than Aki. I disagree. I think Aki is a better player than him. One, pace, possession wise as well, and the same thing with when it comes to Tyrone Mings. Tyrone Mings just got the captaincy taken away from him and he looks a better player already. Probably if Harry Maguire got the captaincy taken off him, possibility, and let him to play his game, then possibility we could see a different Harry Maguire. I'm just saying, but I'm not going to go in and beat Harry Maguire. He's still a decent player, but he's not Man United captain. That's all I would say for that. But when it comes to us challenging for the Premier League, I just think City is got far too much on us. I think even as bad as it is, Tottenham as well, and I would say Liverpool, they're going for a barren spell at the moment, but they will bounce back as well.
Can I add to that? So in Patrice Evra's comments, he said it doesn't feel it's going to be like a 10 or 20 point gap this season, which means the whole standard of the Premiership's coming up, which is why I mentioned Newcastle and other teams like West Ham, Crystal Palace, tough teams to beat. So the points will be dropped, I think, this season. Already, Man City aren't 6-0, are they? Or 7-0 at the moment, are they? They've dropped points already. So I do think with the rotations they've got, with Man City's focus on Champions League as well, there's so many games coming up in such a short space of time. And also the main point here is the standard of Premier League. Teams are starting to look, how long has it been that Man City's been running things? Surely someone's doing their homework behind the scenes to find out a way to sort of counteract them. And you might say, oh, they're too... But they sort of walk through teams, and I don't think you can always walk through teams. Even last season, I was seeing games where teams were hitting them with a low block, and it took them to like the 70th, 80th minute, trying to, with all the possession, just to get that one chance to score, to walk in the net, kind of. And I think if that keeps improving, then Man City might have to adapt and have to change something, because the people evolve to good systems, and Pep's brought a good system with great players, and I think we're at the stage now where people can evolve to actually give them a rough ride, like we're seeing with Liverpool, for example. So I think we are in a title race. I think we're one of the teams that have to be considered. The way we beat Liverpool, the way we beat Arsenal, you can't write us off. That's what I'm saying for sure. And I would say by January, if we're still in there, who can write, and we sort of go into the transfer market, or with more coaching by then, we could be improving enough to say we can go back and reflect on today's show and say, I told you so. We're in the race, you know. So let's not write us off just yet.
Yeah. Again, with it then, Stuart, obviously I'm on there saying about don't write us off. For me, I would look at us as progression, and I think Bath Time said it as well. It's like almost like being a cup team where it's about progression. I don't expect too much of Manchester United this season. A trophy,
no, of course not.
Maximum, if anything, I'll get off them. So again, do you sort of agree what with Armando saying, thinking we can actually physically challenge this, or Man City?
Of course. Why can't we? I mean, look at Liverpool, third game of the season, after Brighton and Brentford. Liverpool game, I mean, I was there, obviously. I was dreading the journey up there. But for some reason, I was positive we was going to win. And we did. Everyone wrote us off. Same with Arsenal. Eric's got such a different... Well, he's got the Dutch way. And I think, give it 2-3 years, I think we'll be challenging for major honours again.
Half time?
Well, I think that, like, Omundi, did you say last season that City was sort of like winning like 1-0s and things, walking it into the
late
net?
in the game, yeah, breaking teams down later.
Do you know how many points Man City got last season?
I don't know. No, I'm sure you're gonna tell me.
93.
Okay.
Right, okay. They got 93 points, and I think in the last 5 years, the lowest they've got is 85 points. Or something like that. Like, they're head and shoulders, unfortunately, ahead of everyone. Even arguably ahead of Liverpool, who are challenging them. But despite being the greatest football team ever, they've won like one Premier League title in 30 years. They have. It's just facts, isn't it?
Yeah.
But like the thing is that like football, like everything, goes in cycles. And like and at the moment, Liverpool appear to be cycling off. But like, there will be someone that comes and challenges, like Manchester City, and at the moment, it's between us, Tottenham, and Arsenal. Like who, and maybe Chelsea with the money that's coming in, but they need to rebuild as well. And I think that even though me and Solo, for once, we're the sensible ones here, like are saying that like it's not this season, it might not be next season, but something is coming, and it's like sort of like Ten Hag's football is getting results. He's being pragmatic. He's getting the most out of the squad, but that squad is thin, and that squad hasn't really been tested. Like at the deep end, like at cutthroat elite football. And for now, I think we just concentrate on getting back in the Champions League, getting our reputation back, and being able to attract the next level of player to get us up to be challengers. I don't want it's like instant feedback, instant results. No, it's not going to happen. It's going to be hard work and it's going to be long. And we have to look at Arsenal and do the exact opposite of what their fans are doing. All of them turning into TalkSport, crying Arteta out. Like it's gonna be years before we get back to where we should be. But I promise you, we are going to be led into the promised land.
Yeah, I centre that as well with that bath time. I just think I predicted us this season to win Europe. If we win Europa League, that's all I was interested in, winning Europa League. I still think we can finish at least 5th in the league, win Europa League, still take us in Champions League, and it's a trophy. As much as some people say I don't want nothing to Europa League, it's a football competition and it's a trophy at the end of it. So let's go out. Let's at least try to win that at least. Yeah.
To cut in there, Solo, the Europa League would be the best thing that we can achieve this season.
Yeah.
Because it gives us first place seed in the Champions League for the next year. So it not only gets us back in the Champions League, it gives us the best possibility to progress into the deep stages. We're not worrying about PSG away, even though we do them all the time, or Bayern away. Like we're up against farmers, like baguette makers, hotel managers. Like that's yeah, like boulangerie. Like that's what we're up against. And so I think that like if it comes down to it, we should prioritise the Europa League. I agree with you.
Just going to Gavin Ward's comment here. I don't know what you think about this, Stuart. He's saying the Man City game will be the barometer to see where we're at. We've beaten 2 big teams already this season, and it's too early in the season to place expectations. So I think this is a good comment from Gavin. He's saying we'll find out on October the 2nd. Then maybe that'd be a better time to have this discussion, and maybe we can come back to Patrice Evra's comment about this as well, because I think it's quite possible we could be challenging, as in 2 or 3 teams up there with City.
Yeah, 100% with that. What we're going to do now, guys, there is 11 in the chat, guys. If you're new to the channel, just drop us a like, share, and subscribe. Monday is going to go through some comments for us, if you wouldn't mind, please.
I want to say hi to Mad Red Neil. I think you know him, Stuart.
Top Red.
Good friend of yours.
Good friend. Top Red. How you doing, Neil?
Big up to Matthew Bassett. He's here at 10 o'clock tonight. Make sure you tune in for the takeaway. I want to say hi to Glenn as well. He says, hey, lads. How you doing, Glenn? I know you got some comments coming through. Big up to TalkMU. Make sure you tune into the Football versus Cancer channel. They're doing some great stuff at the moment with Watchalongs. Mad Red saying top 4 and a cup would be a good season for Man United. Glenn is saying here, I agree with Stuart. City have Premiership, but United will be close, as in maybe a challenge there. Matthew Bassett saying Martinez is going to pocket Haaland when we come up against him.
I keep hearing that story.
Want to say hi to Christine Howley. How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Matthew Bassett saying Ake, Winks, and McTominay in bath times. Ideal starting 11. Who else gets
delicious?
We come back to that. We all know bath time loves Winks as well. HD Gamers here as well. He said finally something to wake me up from Southgate football. They're playing at the moment, but you're watching the Man United agenda, which is much better. Yeah. I want to say hi to Devon. I think it was 0-0 at half time. Devon saying
0-0.
Say hi to Devon Lindsay. How you doing, man? He's saying
Devon, welcome.
Absolutely shocking against a bang average Liverpool Italy squad. Sorry. Emma is here as well. She's saying, I just want us to go deep into competitions. Don't even need a trophy. Matthew Bassett is saying, actually, the first 2 results were a blessing in disguise. They opened Eric's eyes to the current squad and how much was needed to change. I think that's a good point. Hoping Varane stays fit, says Mad Red. Pep struggled in the first season, said Matthew Bassett, which is true. Gavin saying, as we said here, about the barometer. So that October the 2nd, guys, that's the big game. We will see where we're at. FC United Forever saying, good evening, gents, all the way from Ireland. Unfortunately, Jesus, looking forward to traveling again. So you're back home.
Here she goes. She didn't tell me where she were in the world at the moment.
She's back at Ireland now. And I want to say big up to my brethren, Marvin Dukes. Hip hop forever, lives forever. Says, leave it out, Zach. Salute the bloke, bro. If you don't know, yeah. And also, I want to say hi to big up to Rich Sports as well. We love you, Rich. I'm sure you're on tonight. I've seen you advertise. So go and check out Rich as well. And finally, he said, Rich said, I probably have to settle for a cup this year.
Yeah, definitely a cup. Yeah. Definitely a cup. I think it's, even if it's not hard. We ain't won nothing for since like Jose. So at the moment, I think right now we're in a better place than where we were under Jose Mourinho. And I think it's just about time. Give it the time. Wait for us, and it's almost like wait and see what will happen with Ten Hag, rather than us all want trophy now. We need everything now. Let him rebuild. At the moment, the team seems like it's got a very good harmony at the moment. So let him continue the rebuilding process, and then trophies will then come. Because again, I think a few people said about Pep didn't win nothing in his first season or two, and Klopp as well. Was it 4 years before Klopp won something? Same thing. So, we got to give it time. We are going to move on to our second subject now. So 15 in the chat, guys. If you haven't yet hit a like, please do so. If you're new to the channel, give us a subscribe. And the next topic we will be talking about is going to be Harry Maguire.
Oh, no.
Sorry, guys.
Here we go.
I'm off.
Here we go. Are you guys ready? Harry Maguire has endured a difficult 12 months, and the start of this season has cast doubts over his future at Man United and for England. The 29-year-old was dropped for Raphael Varane at club level. Maguire has not started a league game for United since the forgettable 4-0 defeat to Brentford in August, with Varane and Martinez forming a seemingly unbreakable bond. Despite his club form, Gareth Southgate has showed some faith in Maguire by calling him up to England's final dress rehearsal before the Winter's World Cup. And now there are reports that he's set to start against Italy tonight as England try to climb out of the bottom of the UEFA Nations Group League. That's according to The Athletic, who add that Maguire is believed to be relaxed and confident about the situation as he prepares for his 47th cap. Southgate will be able to name a 26-man squad for the World Cup in roughly 2 months' time, and previously, Maguire has been a permanent fixture in his camps. The verdict is, it feels like a make-or-break moment for Maguire. Competition for places in the England setup is at an all-time high, and although he has never put a foot wrong for England, his club form will be worrying for Southgate. Maguire was arguably England's best player during their run to Euro 2020 final last year, and that will be in the manager's thinking. And I'll just add to that, he was also one of the best players in the World Cup in 2018 as well.
Just dig that one in. So, Stuart, we're going to come to you first because you go to quite a lot of games. You see Harry Maguire up front all the time, more than what we do.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Do you, again, it's going to be a stupid, no question, stupid question, but is it a case of the pressure is too much for him having that captain armband?
It's too much. We all know it is. He's a championship player at best. That's my opinion. Everyone's got their own opinion. I think he's go back to not even Leicester, obviously. Sheffield United, Hull. He's that sort of level. Man United's a big step up from Sheffield United, Leicester City. We know it is. He can't handle the pressure. He's the problem. Not Ronaldo. Everyone was saying last season Ronaldo's the problem. It's Harry Maguire. I don't hate the guy, but he's not fit to wear the shirt. End of. That's my opinion.
Quick one. I'm going to come back to you again with quickly there, Stuart. Is it a case of when you see him on the pitch playing in sort of his role, is it he's not giving the players instruction? Is he sort of not leading by example? Which one is it?
He's not a leader. Just get rid of him. I don't even want to waste my breath about Harry Maguire. Sorry, Omundi. I know, like I said, I don't hate the guy, but he's not fit to wear this shirt. He's not. Ask anyone. Ask anyone. Any fan who goes to Old Trafford does not want him there. Anyone who does, then it's beyond me.
Okay.
One of my strengths. Stuart says ask anyone. So I'll ask the England manager, who's a selector, who's more qualified than me to decide where he gets in. And it says in there's competition for places and all that kind of thing, but he still gets picked. I think he hasn't let down the England manager. Obviously, he's played a different system, but he's been reliable for them. We've had the best results in years since '66, reaching the final of the Euros. I know we've done it in '96, and reaching the semi-final of the World Cup. We've done it in 1990. To do that in this era, in a sort of short space of time, Maguire's been a key in defence for both performances. So I think Southgate, as he said previously in the last camp, he said, I would always pick Maguire based on his history. He hasn't let me down. He's saying it again, endorsing him. As for his club form, yeah, I know you're more qualified than me, Stuart, because you go to a lot of games. You go to all the home games, travel all the way up, with your little road trips and everything else, your boys. And, you get to see the whole pitch, and you get to hear things and get a better feel for the player. And you're calling him a championship player. I tend to disagree. It's all about opinions, obviously.
Okay, maybe someone like Aston Villa, someone like that. But okay. That, Everton.
That's fair. That's fair enough. We were talking about the other day. We were saying how many better players are there in the Premiership and that kind of thing. So I do think Maguire's got a lot to offer. I think while he's at the club, I don't want to disrespect him because I must imagine how he's feeling. With all this sort of criticism all the time. I wanted to keep him on side so he gives his best and gives his best performance and has something to prove. If we keep damning him and pointing out his obvious errors, his obvious flaws, then I just think it's a bit unfair. Obviously, there was a comment the other day that he probably didn't make. They were sort of saying maybe communication problems between him and the goalkeeper, maybe laying the blame elsewhere, not taking responsibility. And I just think that feeds all the fans who are already negative against him to sort of continue that sort of ranting about Harry Maguire. I would say while he's at the club, give him a chance. What my final point is this. Harry Maguire's got his 47th or 49th cap coming up. There's a guy called Steve Bruce. I was reading 1990. He scored 19 goals. A lot of them were penalties, but as centre-back. And this is a guy who never got an England cap. His partner, Pallister, did, but he never got England cap. Yeah. So is he championship level, Is it just the selectors? I don't know. I love Steve Bruce. I thought he was a great player for Man United. But man for man, if I size him up to Harry Maguire, he might have a lot more passion and everything else, but I'd like to see them in a foot race. I think Harry Maguire might pip him.
Yeah. But we all know Omundi. If you put Maguire with someone like Martinez, someone with pace, he might thrive. He might come good. Who knows? But watch his face on that one.
Yeah.
I still say get rid of him. But there you go.
Bath time. Is it a case of Harry Maguire at the moment? Obviously on Monday touched on the reports and stuff like that. But is it a case of people are just buying into the media and listening to what the media is saying?
I think it's like a lot of different factors. Like Stuart has brought up like Maguire's mentality. Omundi, who I agree with, not a lot, but certainly on Maguire and now McTominay. But one thing I'd like to know from the comments is about Maguire's mentality and his personality. So to make it easy, if Harry Maguire went to Hogwarts, which house would you put him in? These lads won't understand, but I will. So just put if he's Hufflepuff or whatever. But right.
So there's a couple. Whatever the bottom class is, I don't know nothing about Harry Potter. Whatever the bottom of the class is, chuck Maguire in there, mate.
All right, well, right, Stuart, let's go through it like this then. Like, I mean, you don't like Maguire, and that's fine, and you've seen him play and stuff like that.
It's not that I don't like him. I don't.
As a player.
Him. As a player, okay, yeah.
All right.
He's not a United player.
Yeah, but one of the things you've talked about is pace and a centre back. For me, centre backs don't need pace. Like, it's desirable, but it's not hugely important. The pace has to be in your head. You have to be able, reading the game, and being disciplined is far more important than pace in the back line. If United struggle from a lack of pace, I think that it's more about De Gea commanding his area. Because De Gea staying on his line increases that 10 yards. And if Maguire is 5 yards slower than everyone else, then De Gea not being forward means that's 15 yards. So That's one thing. The second thing is he's a good passer. Like, and he's great at getting us up the pitch. He's great at carries and he's great at progressive passes. It's why we bought it. He's one of the best in Europe for it, as crazy as it sounds. So I think that Maguire has a lot to. It's true though. You can check it.
Bath time. You drinking?
No. Why are you offering? But like, look, and this is the thing, Stuart. I think this is what it comes down to with Maguire, is he's become like Jonah on a boat. He's become like the totem and the figure of everything that's gone wrong at Manchester United for the last 3 or 4 years. He's such an easy target to pick on. He's got a massive head. It's like a sniper's dream. Like, and he's the captain. And whilst I understand, like, so in like my professional life, I deal with things like leadership and stuff like that, and it's very, very different from what people expect on a football pitch. It's about getting everyone involved and stuff. But on a football pitch, we want to see these demonstrative shows of anger, of people ripping their shirt off and clarting people all over the shop, and that just doesn't happen anymore. Like,
well, so bath time.
Yeah. Sorry,
just quickly. I mean, going back to the Liverpool game, when we got a goal kick, and Dallo and Martinez, they're high-fiving and going mental. That's the United we want back. We've not seen that for like 3-4 years. Not seen that passion. Right.
So this is what you're looking for in your centre backs and defenders: is high fives and hugging.
No, but I'm not talking about that.
I understand what you want. You want to see like what I see when I see that is I see people that love defending. And like for a long time, Harry Maguire looks like he's carried. He looks like Atlas. Stuart, he is like he's an incredibly good defender. He's England's best defender.
But not for Man United. He's not.
He's got us above Liverpool twice in the league.
Ask Mad Red New in the comments.
I'm not asking him. I'm talking to you. He's like we finished second and third with Maguire. Like above Liverpool, he has got England to European two finals. He's the first centre back since Bobby Moore to do that, which I know is a bit of a stretch, but it's true. Yeah, and the thing is he's not a bad player, and I know you said he's championship player.
But he's
a top 4 player, but it's gone wrong for him. The fans have turned on him. He's become the symbol of everything that's wrong with United. And one of the problems is that it's. When you talk about like how Martinez and Varane look so good, and they look delicious in defence, hoovering everything up, a lot of that is down to the work of Eriksen and McTominay. Like, I think if you put Maguire in this team and you had that platform in front of him, he would look a lot better. He looked fantastic on the tour. And I understand that everyone hates Harry Maguire because it's easy. We don't want him in the team as a player. Like, I understand that you don't have a dartboard and you're just flinging it at Harry Maguire. It would be bigger than that flag if you had a picture of Harry Maguire. Like that big head.
Bath time, don't get me wrong. I'd love it if he came good, but it's not going to happen. I'm telling you, I'd love it if he came good, but it's not going to happen. He's not a Man United player, end of.
I think that's probably what it comes down to. Is I think now that there's... Apart from Henderson, I don't think that there's been a captain in the Premier League who's been like as wildly derided that's ever come back from it. Yeah, I think it's just Jordan Henderson.
Well, so
I've been talking a lot.
Granit Xhaka from Arsenal. He's been getting filters for the last few years. He's made lots of mistakes, being red carded, but now he's turned it around with his character. Fans are on side with him again. I think it was because of the Fly on the Wall documentary they had. It sort of gave him an insight about what the guy's like. He really actually does love the club, and he's made mistakes, but people have turned it around, and he's been forgiven at the moment. So at the moment, he's flying high. He gave an interview post-match the other day, I think when they beat Brentford, and the fans were loving it, saying, "Oh, look, he's back, he's playing. Look at all he's got. One of the best stats in the league at the moment. This is what they like to look at, all his data, and they're applauding him. So he's turned it around, and I think you've got to give opportunity to some players who might be in the mud right now, but I'm hoping Harry Maguire might be the guy that can turn it around. We get injuries or something, he can step into a good system and play really well without you booing him from the sidelines there, Stuart.
I wouldn't boo him. I wouldn't boo him. I don't.
But do you think the thing that with that though, Monday, with like Harry Maguire and Xhaka, it's slightly different because obviously with Xhaka, the captain armband got taken off him for at least a year or so. And then he rebuilt himself to come back as a captain. And this is what I was saying. Harry Maguire isn't a bad player, but I think probably the captain armband is weighing him down far too much.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Why?
Because it's a massive job. Being a Man United captain is a massive job.
Look at our captains in the past. Brian Robson, Roy Keane, Cantona. Then you've got Harry Maguire. Come on.
So, but he could. Yeah, but the thing is, though, with it, Stuart, he could turn it around if the captaincy got taken off him for a couple of thingy to rebuild himself again to come back. Then it could possibly happen. It could become that player that we're sitting there right now saying, "Oh, he's not good enough." But there's a player in Harry Maguire. I just think the captain armband is too much for what he's doing at Manchester United.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
I think it makes him like a lightning pole or whatever it is. That thing that like lightning strikes. It makes him a symbol of everything that's wrong, and everyone's talking like the captain. Like to me, is I know it's the Manchester United captain, and it's a great honour and stuff. It's not that big a thing. Like it's what we want is we want leaders on the pitch. It doesn't like if you give it to Varane, he doesn't just magically become like William Wallace and start like leading the line. Like it's the only player I've ever seen that's been affected by a captain's armband is David Beckham for England. Like it really sort of changed him and stuff.
And possessed him.
Yeah, like and I think that taking the armband away from Maguire essentially is the end of Maguire. I don't think you can come back from that. No. Now Monday,
I'll actually agree I'll agree on that with you, Bath Time.
Thank you.
Yeah, I also think now we've got a new manager. I want to give him another season before I write him off. I know he's played badly. I'm not saying he hasn't played badly, but he's been one player that's playing badly in the squad. And because he's captain, he does attract a lot of attention because it's all labelled on him. Because of the mistakes, you can type in on YouTube mistakes or clumsy Maguire or slab head. It's all in the comments right now. There you go. My friend Marvin's saying clumsy right now. See what I mean? So I think under the new system, with a better system now, I think he can improve because the whole defensive system looks a lot more tight. We're sort of stopping teams from playing football against us and opening us up like they did against Liverpool last season and Man City. We were too open, we were too exposed, and I think that really exposed Harry Maguire. It's not one-man defence, it's the whole defence, it's the system. So now that the system's been repaired, let's get behind them. Anyone that can slot in, you can have Wan-Bissaka. We might need him one day to come in and slot in that system. And we hope he plays well from watching and learning. And you tell you about stripping the captaincy. The captain's on the bench right now. And if he's got any pride, he would want to come on and prove himself, you know. And I know what you said there, Stuart. You were watching the game. He came on against Arsenal the other day. And so from us trying to play the ball out, suddenly the keeper's like, no, kick out. You get off the bench, you know. That sort of thing. So I just want to get some confidence back in the player, and then see how he does under our new manager.
100%.
It's like a Sunday league. I've played with players like in the Sunday league on Monday.
We're gonna go through some comments now, Monday. Would you mind, please?
Let me just say, obviously, as you know, this always brings up a lot of comments about Maguire. So I'm going to start up here. Rich Sports is saying, I don't think he's as bad as people say, but just not our best captain. United ever saying, Mr. Pink, referring to our man Solo, you knew where I was, Slovakia, on return via Berlin to collect luggage. This is adventure.
Oh, yeah, she lost her luggage. Yeah, she left her luggage.
Oh, God, I hope you sorted yourself out. Gavin Ward saying, disagree here. Maguire covered for a lot of players last season. Don't get me wrong, though. The leaks and the moaning should be kept in-house. That's the main thing that has annoyed me with Maguire. So it gets some balance there. Emma Kay saying, Southgate fully showed his favouritism. He's going to have some trouble in the camp now. Hopefully our other English players don't take him seriously. Leaks in the house, says Rich Sports. There's another obvious joke in there. Talking about at the stadium, I imagine, with the leaks. FC United saying, bath time, have question 3, is it Q3 report? We'll be diving into it over the work for my enjoyment. You understand at halftime. I don't really understand.
Yeah, quarterly 3 financial report, and FC United Forever is having a crazy, like, leaving Las Vegas weekend reading financial reports. So thanks for updating me on that.
You want to know about finances? Watch last night's show. Halftime was on fire. Devin saying, I think Maguire should have go back to Leicester and show what he's made of on a loan deal. Devin's also saying Maguire belongs in a huff and puff. Absolutely. Emma's saying Maguire blamed the other players in the post-match interview for losing. His arrogance and lack of accountability is what pisses me off the most. I can see him being a side player, but not being there. See you next Tuesday. Emma, language. Is it past 9 o'clock? Yes, it is. She can say that. Mad Red is saying, watching Harry Maguire live gives me nightmares, as you would know, because you go together, don't you, Stuart? And FC United saying one major difference by halftime. He used to be good. Nowadays, he's useless at everything. So you can see the feel there. It's a little bit of balance. Oh, sorry. And obviously, I'm going to talk about Dukes. Marvin, he's saying he's very clumsy, as evidenced by the free kick he just gave away. This comes from a Tottenham fan who's had Sanchez chewing grass against But anyway, let's move on.
Oh, God. Right, guys. If you're new to the channel, 13 in the chat. If you're new to the channel, please give us a subscribe. If you're not new, you know what to do. Give us a like. Also, you can become a member of the channel as well to help support the channel as well. But, guys, we got to say that's the sad news. We are finished now. And we finish here, but we've got other business at 10 o'clock as well. So you can go and join the guys on the takeaway. That will be Mr. B and TalkMU and Matthew Bassett will be on it. Stuart, we always do. MUFC Old School's in the building as well. Maguire mistake.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
England 1-0 down. Harry Maguire mistake. No comment. No comment at all. I'm saying nothing.
Stuart jinxed it.
Yeah, no comment at all. So, guys, make sure you go check the guys out at 10 o'clock. And also, I believe Bath Time is on Rich Sports Channel at 10:30, I believe, as well, afterwards as well. But let's go and plug and find out Bath Time. So we always do this to you, but we know where we can find you all the time. But we just like doing this anyway to you.
Yes, you can find me here. I'll be on Rich Sports at 10:30, going through 10 Hard's tactics with all my little pictures and things. And that's all I've got, Sola, I'm afraid. Where can I find you?
Well, I'm here every day, really. That's where you can find me. You can find me here. I'm checking my spell check all the time. That's where you can find me. And Stuart, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, have you got social media platform you want to shout out?
Yeah, I'm just on Facebook, Instagram. That's about it. I had to come off Twitter, but yeah, that's about it.
We won't ask why you had to come off Twitter. But guys, listen, from us at the Mania Agenda, it's been absolutely amazing, guys. Just make sure you keep tuning in, set your notification bell as well, and we'll be back at 10 o'clock, and then we will be back on Monday as well. So guys, from us tonight, good night.
Take care, guys.